whenever I talk about the disparity between the Chicagoland area and the rural counties in the state of Illinois, inevitably somebody makes this argument. I talk about how the Chicagoland area is what keeps the state of Illinois alive. The county that Chicago is in, Cook County, and the counties that surround it, what we call the collar counties, which make up the Chicagoland area, roughly 9.2 of the 12.2 million people in the state of Illinois live in the Chicagoland area. All of those counties get back less in state funding than they put out. So my county, I'm in one of those counties. I'm in Will County. My county gives the state of Illinois $1 in tax revenue. And then the state gives my county back 68 cents. Well, where does the balance go? It goes to the red states, or the red counties in downstate Illinois. The rural counties that all vote Republican, that are all red, they're all run by Republicans. They all vote for the Republicans in the Senate races and in the congressional races and in the presidential races. And they all bitch and moan about the evil Chicagoland area up here. They all take that extra money because without it, they wouldn't be able to survive. And so when I make this observation for folks, inevitably somebody makes this argument. Well, this is a two-way street, Tom. Chicago doesn't exist without the rural areas either. Where do you think your food comes from? So your rural areas keep all your blue cities alive. Goes both ways. Well, if we're talking about the state of Illinois specifically, one of the things that you're not taking into consideration is how that exchange occurs, right? And I'm going to tell you that, no, we don't necessarily get our food from downstate Illinois because a significant chunk of Illinois' agricultural commodities wind up getting shipped overseas. Actually, you guys, and I say you guys, I'm talking to the people in downstate Illinois now. I don't know if you're necessarily in downstate Illinois, but I'm talking as if you were, in essence. You guys in downstate Illinois are actually feeding China. To be more specific, you're feeding the Chinese livestock. They buy a lot of our agricultural commodities to feed to their livestock farms because they cannot grow it there themselves. Having said that, let's just assume that all of the food in the Chicagoland, all the food that needed to be consumed to keep the 9.2 million of us up here alive, came from the red counties in central and southern Illinois. We would be buying that from you. You would grow it, and then we would pay you for it. You would get something in return. You would develop or grow. Sorry, not develop, but you would grow and harvest, a bushel of wheat, and then we up here would buy that bushel, and you would get money for it. Right? That's the exchange. You grow it and sell it to us. You get money in return. What do we get in return when you guys in central and southern Illinois just take our tax revenue? Where's the benefit for us? The benefit for you in sending once again, we're assuming that this is how this works, but the benefit for you in you sending your crops to the Chicagoland area is you get money in return for it. We pay for that. We buy it. I get nothing when some fucked up Republican county in downstate Illinois that does nothing but bitch about Chicago as being the drain on the state of Illinois takes Chicago's money, right? We get nothing when you take our tax dollars. So it really doesn't go both ways, does it? We pay you for what you guys do. You grow crops, and then we buy those crops. We generate the tax revenue, and you just fucking take it. Not exactly the two-way street you make it out to be. And we can always get our agricultural commodities from somewhere the fuck else. California, New Jersey, some other blue state. If we wanted to. Where could you guys down in downstate Illinois get more revenue from? You think Indiana's going to cough it up? They're a taker state too. Missouri, taker state. Kentucky, taker state. Iowa, taker state. All of the states around us, every state that borders us is a taker state. I believe. I don't know if Wisconsin is. I'd have to look into that. So my point being is that you're making it out to be this even two-way street, and it's really not. If we stopped buying your products, we could always buy it from somewhere else. If we stopped giving you our money, you guys would be fucked. And by the way, all of those red counties want Chicago and its suburbs to break off and form a new state. If that were to happen, what is left of the state of Illinois would become the most federally dependent state, in the nation overnight, more so than Mississippi.